If I were to fight Jake Paul, I would take it completely seriously like a real fight, and I'd whoop his ass, I'd beat him.
I don't think he ever gets into the ring.
And we've seen them square off for the first time. The internet blew up. Everyone was talking about this fight. But why? So we've got Andrew Tate, who's the most spoke about man in the world right now. He is absolutely everywhere. Then we've got this guy, Jake Paul, who is making massive moves in the boxing scene. And he is one of the most famous people in the world right now.
Paul fighting Andrew Tate. You heard that right. It's finally happening, and honestly, it feels like the internet just got its next big obsession for days. Jake's been dodging Tate like he's allergic to unscripted punches, but now, surprise, a mountain of cash has convinced him to step up. Shocking, I know.
I actually quite like Jake, and I think he trains really hard.
Yeah.
And I think he's dedicated to the sport, and he's seriously actually a boxer. I don't think he's a YouTuber, I think he's a boxer.
Tate's calling this real boxing, and fans are eager to see Jake finally face a genuine fighter. Could this be Jake's redemption, or the harsh reality check he's been avoiding? One thing's for sure, this fight promises to be intense. Stay tuned. It's bound to be a wild showdown.
Fight, and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Fucking Google it if you want to know more. Any day, anytime.
First, let's get one thing straight. Both Andrew Tate and Jake Paul are already swimming in cash.
Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed king of masculinity, has officially thrown down the gauntlet to Jake Paul, the problem child turned boxing chaos for YouTube. Tate didn't just call him out, but he roasted him in front of the world. Andrew Tate officially called out Jake Paul on November 17th, 2024, during a live stream, and of course, Tate couldn't resist making it personal. Jake Paul has never faced a fight that wasn't carefully controlled. This will be different, he declared with the confidence of someone who spent years mastering the art of talking down to anyone who crosses his path.
Logan's got to see it.
Andrew Tate will not fight Jake, and if he does, it'd be a money play. He's going to get his ass kicked.
So much money.
He's going to get his ass kicked, and the top G facade will finally be.
Jake Paul wasted no time accepting the challenge. Within 24 hours, he fired back with a response full of his signature bravado, claiming Tate wouldn't survive the fight and was only in it for the money. The irony of a YouTuber turned boxer accusing someone else of chasing cash wasn't lost on anyone. This is more than just another fight. It's a clash of egos, brands, and bank accounts. Two men, both convinced of their invincibility, are set to collide in the ultimate showdown. For better or worse, the world is hooked, unable to look away. Here's a closer look at why this fight has become the most talked about of.
Come on, fight! 20 seconds. Come on, 20 seconds to work, Steve. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Come on, work, 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 good. Work, 10 seconds, work.
Let's get one thing straight. Both Andrew Tate and Jake Paul are already swimming in cash. Jake, the self-proclaimed problem child, boasts an estimated net worth of $300 million, thanks to his YouTube stunts, social media empire, and of course his highly profitable, though often criticized, boxing career. Andrew Tate, on the other hand, reportedly has an even heftier fortune, sitting at around $400 million earned through his kickboxing achievements, online hustling programs, and a knack for controversy. But when asked, Tate predictably dismissed the idea of fighting for money, insisting, "This is personal. Sure, Andrew. We totally believe it has nothing to do with the $100 million in projected pay-per-view revenue or the chance to sell more overpriced self-help courses to his loyal followers. Definitely not." On paper, Andrew Tate appears to have the upper hand. With a professional kickboxing record of 76 wins and only 9 losses, he's not just a guy who talks big. He's been in the trenches, known for his devastating knockout power and psychological mind games. Tate has spent years intimidating opponents long before they even stepped into the ring. If combat sports were a chess match, Tate would be the guy flipping the board. But boxing isn't kickboxing, and while Tate has the experience, it's unclear how well his skills will translate into a purely boxing environment. Jake Paul, by comparison, enters this fight with 8 wins and 1 loss. Impressive? Perhaps, until you consider that most of his opponents were retired athletes, former MMA fighters, and internet personalities who were probably more interested in a hefty paycheck than adding glory to their careers. Critics have long dismissed Jake as a fake fighter, and this bout presents him with an opportunity to finally silence the doubters, or not. If he loses, Twitter and the broader internet will undoubtedly have a field day, flooding timelines with memes and ridicule. What's a high-stakes fight without some pre-match trash talk? Andrew Tate has already come out swinging verbally, branding Jake Paul a boy pretending to be a fighter. Classic Tate. One can almost imagine him practicing such lines in front of a mirror. Unsurprisingly, Jake wasn't about to let that slide, firing back with his own quips and doing everything he could to get under Tate's skin. Jake thrives on being underestimated. His entire boxing career has been built on proving people wrong, and he's not about to stop now. Both fighters are reportedly taking their training seriously. Andrew Tate has ramped up his preparations, working with elite boxing coaches to refine his technique and adapt his kickboxing skills into a pure boxing style. For someone accustomed to using kicks, knees, and elbows, this is a significant adjustment. But if there's one thing Tate loves more than his Bugatti collection, it's proving his critics wrong. Jake Paul, meanwhile, is sticking with his trusted team led by coach BJ Flores. Insiders report that Jake is doubling down on endurance training, aiming to withstand Tate's knockout power. While Jake's not the most experienced fighter, his work ethic has earned him grudging respect, even from some of his harshest critics. For Jake Paul, this fight is about respect. Despite his success, many still see him as a YouTuber who got lucky. Beating Andrew Tate would be his ultimate told-you-so moment, a chance to finally cement himself as a legitimate boxer. However, a loss to Tate would be a PR nightmare. Jake's entire brand is built on being the underdog who defies expectations. A defeat would shatter that narrative, and the memes alone would be brutal. For Andrew Tate, the stakes are just as high. He's made it clear that he views celebrity boxing as a joke and sees this fight as an opportunity to restore honor to combat sports. A win would solidify him as a versatile fighter capable of dominating in multiple disciplines. But let's not kid ourselves. Tate has just as much to lose. If he's beaten by a guy who started his career filming prank videos, his credibility and massive ego will take a serious hit, potentially reducing him to the punchline of countless internet jokes. Predictably, the internet has exploded with reactions to this matchup. A recent Twitter poll revealed that 65% of fans are backing Andrew Tate, while 30.5% are rooting for Jake Paul. TikTok is flooded with memes, fight predictions, and training clips from both camps. Hashtags like #TatePaul2025 and #RealBoxingReturns have racked up over 500 million views, proving once again that the internet loves a good drama. Even celebrities are weighing in. Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, publicly doubted Tate's chances, claiming he's biting off more than he can chew. Meanwhile, UFC legend Conor McGregor tweeted, "This fight will be a circus, but I'll still watch." Despite the noise, this fight isn't just about Jake Paul and Andrew Tate. It's about what their clash represents. Traditional boxing purists have long rolled their eyes at celebrity matches, dismissing them as cash grabs with no real credibility. However, fights like this one are forcing even the skeptics to pay attention. Love them or hate them, Paul and Tate have tapped into something undeniable, a crossover appeal that draws fans from far beyond the boxing world. They've turned what could have been a niche event into one of the most talked about showdowns of the year. Ultimately, the question isn't just who will win, it's what this fight will mean for boxing's future. Can Jake Paul finally earn the respect he craves? Will Andrew Tate prove that he's more than just talk? Or will both men walk away with their egos bruised and their reputations diminished? One thing's for sure, the world will be watching.